packed agenda as usual. So I'd just like to welcome everyone to the Tuesday, October 7th, 2025 Wrentham Select Board meeting. In accordance with Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2025, the Tuesday, October 7th, 2025, 6:30 public meeting of the Wrentham Select Board shall be conducted remotely. The public is invited to join in via Zoom. The login information is on the town website. As a preliminary matter, this is Select Board Chair Chris Gallo. Please permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Tech Savant, Selectman James Anderson.
Tech Savant, here.
Excellent. Selectman Bill Harrington.
Harrington here.
Fantastic. Selectwoman Michelle Rouse.
Here.
Excellent. And Selectman Roy Lamothe.
Lamothe here.
Excellent. Staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Town Manager Michael King.
Present.
Assistant Town Manager Greg Enos.
Present.
Thank you. Executive Assistant Amanda Vazzapolo.
Present.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Okay, folks, we are going to jump right into it. Let's go to tab 1, which are the announcements. We're going to ask our clerk, Selectman Harrington, to read those into the record for us.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. MassDOT will be holding a design public hearing for improvements on Route 1A and Winter Street on Tuesday, October 14th, 6 p.m. at the Town Hall in the Joseph F. Botash Conference Room. An informal session will be held at the Senior Center for the new Public Works Facility project on October 15th at 1 p.m. An informational session will be held at the Fisk Library regarding MBTA communities on October 16th at 7 p.m. The Select Board office is accepting nominations for the 18th Annual Volunteer of the Year and Henry Carr Youth Volunteer of the Year Awards. Submit a nomination form on the town website by October 22nd. Wrentham Police and Fire are hosting a poultry plunge on Saturday, November 22nd to benefit Special Olympics. Find more information on the website. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Selectman Harrington. And just on the polar plunge there, team captain, Selectman James Anderson, I just want to say that I appreciate you taking the lead for the Select Board, acting as our captain, even though, you know, little chicken, not going to go plunge yourself. But I will say there's only been 2 people to donate on my page, and it was me and you. So thank you very much for my donation. I really appreciate that.
Hey, my pleasure. Listen, it's for a good cause. And the more word that we can get out and the more people we can get involved, it'll be a great thing.
I agree. So if anyone watching, or if you want to spread the word, you want to take fun at your Select Board team, watch us get very cold for a good cause, mark that in your calendars. It's going to be a great day. Okay, so let's get down to business. We're going to go over to tab. We're going to go over to tab 2, which is approval of the minutes. And we have the documentation in our packet, the September 16th, 2025 and September 30th, 2025 open session meeting minutes. So at this time, the chair will entertain a motion to approve the September 16th and September 30th, 2025 open session meeting minutes.
So moved.
Motion made by Selectman Harrington, second by Selectman Anderson. Any further discussion? Being none, we'll do a roll call vote. Selectwoman Rouse?
Yes.
Selectman Anderson?
Yes.
Selectman Harrington?
Harrington, yes.
Selectman Lamothe?
Lamothe, yes.
Chris Gallo, yes. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, let's move right along. Let's go to tab number 3. We have with us tab number 3. Hold on one second. I'm just scrolling there so I don't lose my place. We have a special event permit application. Vendor markets at the Big Apple Farm. In our packets, we have the special event permit application, Big Apple Vendor Market, October 11th. We also have a special event permit application, Big Apple Vendor Fair, November 1st. in attendance with us. I'm told we have Cynthia and or Rebecca. Who do we have? Hi. Someone's waving at me. Is that Rebecca?
I'm here. I'm here.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. So do you want to take the lead? Just give the board a quick summary of what we're trying to accomplish this evening.
So the October 11th vendor permit is the same permit that we applied for on September 26th. So we're just doing another vendor fair, and then also on November 1st. So we had a police officer here doing crossing from the parking, that's our normal parking across the street, over to the farm stand, which worked out really well. I talked with the fire chief yesterday, and he had no complaints from it. None of the neighbors complained. So we're looking to do it again because it was really fun. We had a big turnout.
That's fantastic. I'm happy to hear that. I will say that I heard from residents the event was a success. I would like to have Mike King, our town manager, just weigh in on the fact that that's our understanding as well, that there was no issues with police, fire. What about, Board of Health, Mike, or any of the town departments? Do we have any feedback for the Big Apple? And I do want to say too that I did notice there was an article in the paper, one of the local papers did an article about the changing, the changing of the hands, if you will, the new generation running the Big Apple. So I'm happy to hear that you're getting a lot of press. People are talking about it. The community's excited about it. This select board and town management team is excited about it. So with that being said, though, I just want to make sure that we are following all the protocols, and I'll pass it off to our town manager, Mike King, for a quick comment.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. So we have not received any complaints from any of the neighbors. Public safety did not present any issues. The one feedback we did get was from our Board of Health, and they would ask that with any food permits, they be submitted at least a week in advance, so that can give them some timely time to process those permits. The permit that they received recently was a little too close to the event date, so if you could just be cognizant of that in the future, it would be appreciated.
And we understand this is a work in progress. You guys are, trying new things, new team in place. So believe us when we tell you, we are working with you and trying to provide a level of, a level of grace. But we're proud, we're happy for you, and we're looking forward to many good events. So before I open it up to the motion, does any of my board have any questions or comments for Rebecca? I'm seeing none, so that means we're in pretty good shape. So at this time, Chair will entertain a motion to approve the request for vendor markets on Saturday, October 11th, 2025, and Saturday, November 1st, 2025, at the Big Apple Farm located at 1155 Arnold Street in Wrentham, of course, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
So moved.
Motion made by Selectman Anderson, second by Selectman Harrington. Any further discussion? Being none, we'll do a roll call vote. Selectwoman Rouse?
Yes.
Anderson?
Anderson's a yes.
Harrington?
Harrington, yes.
Lamoth?
Lamoth, yes.
Gallo, yes. Motion carries 5-0. Don't go anywhere, because the next item on my agenda, it looks like we are doing a special one-day application, Shoveltown Brewery. Nope, I'm sorry. That's for a different group, isn't it? I screwed up. Well, I caught myself. So I think, Rebecca, you're good with us then?
I am. Thank you guys so much, and we appreciate it. I did hire another police officer for this weekend, and I'll get one for November 1st. And yeah, we're good to go. So you guys come down and enjoy. So
Keep up the good work. And listen, we got to talk about that little dinky sign you guys have. We got to on West Street. We got to get a bigger sign. So
okay.
I want to abide by all the rules, but as a marketing professional, I think it's in your best interest. We got to talk about a bigger sign, abiding by all the rules and regulations per the town. Okay.
Okay. You can give me a call anytime.
All right.
And we'll figure this out.
All right. Have a great night.
Thank you. You too.
Okay. Next up on our list is a special one-day license application, Shoveltown Brewery. It looks like we might have Frank Altieri, William Hope, Shoveltown Brewery, or Katie Pearl, the event manager at the White Barn Farm, and or possibly Chris Cantlier, Cantlanner himself from the White Barn Farm. Who do we have with us this evening?
You've got Katie Pearl, the event manager from White Barn Farm here today.
Katie, welcome to our meeting. Can you please provide the board with a quick summary of what we're trying to accomplish this evening?
Yes, so we have the last of our Farm to Trail Series 5K race coming up October 25th. In the past, we've gotten Shoveltown to come set up a tent, give some beers to runners, and to the community who comes to join us for the concert that follows. I believe that we submitted 2. I'm not sure if both are being heard tonight. The other would be for November 1st, I believe, off the top of my head, but I have to double check my notes.
No, you're correct. I see 2 motions in my packet. One for the 25th of October, 10 to 6, for the Pumpkin Pacer 5K, I'm told it's called.
Yeah.
You know, and the other one is for, it looks like a trails giving mountain bike and walk on November 1st from 10 to 6. Is that correct?
Correct. We've done both of them last year. They were a huge success. We love bringing Shoveltown to the farm. It drags in a whole new audience we don't typically see. And I'm told that they are bringing their special pumpkin beer again this year if we get our permit.
Sounds great. At this time, and obviously just for the public, so you know if you're just signing in here, before any of these applicants gets to this point on our agenda, they go through a rigorous but friendly application process. They have check boxes from all of the police, fire, Board of Health, all the necessary town departments. It's reviewed by our town manager, Mike King. And then we get to this point so that the board can ask any final questions that we have or concerns. We can express any concerns that we have, and then we take a vote. So I just want to make sure everyone understands the process. So at this time, I will open it up to my fellow board members to ask any questions or make any comments before we get into the motions.
No questions, Mr. Chair.
Okay, I don't see any questions from any of my board members. Okay, so at this time, Chair would entertain a motion. I'm going to do them separately, Mike King. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay, so at this time, Chair would entertain a motion to approve the request for a special one-day license for Shoveltown Brewery at White Barn Farm located at 431 South Street for the Pumpkin Pacer 5K on Saturday, October 25th, 2025 from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And I will note the public is not permitted to be in the greenhouse.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Selectman Lamoth. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Selectman Anderson. Any further discussion? Being none, we'll do a roll call vote. Selectwoman Rouse,
Yes.
Selectman Anderson,
Anderson, yes.
Selectman Harrington,
Harrington, yes.
Selectman Lamoth,
Lamoth, yes.
Gallo, yes. Motion carries 5-0. And just a side note, that's how I like to run 5Ks, beer in hand. Okay, at this time, the chair would also entertain a motion to approve the request for a special one-day license for Shoveltown Brewery at the White Barn Farm located at 431 South Street for a Trails Giving mountain bike and walk on Saturday, November 1st, 2025 from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And I will also note the public is not permitted to be in the greenhouse.
So moved.
Motion made by Selectman Anderson, second by Selectwoman Rouse. Any further discussion? Being none, we'll do a roll call vote. Selectwoman Rouse,
Yes.
Anderson,
Anderson's a yes.
Harrington,
Harrington, yes.
Lamoth,
Lamoth, yes.
Gallo, yes. Motion carries 5-0. Congratulations.
Thank you. We really appreciate you guys and extending the application limit this year. It's been very helpful for us this year.
It's great. As we always say, Katie, this board and our town management staff, is here to support our small businesses. We love our small businesses. Our community loves our small businesses. And we want to be known as a friendly board to business. So thank you for, filling out the proper applications, going through the process, and we're looking forward to having 2 more successful events. So at this time, let's go to the next agenda item, which is tab 5 on my docket. It looks like this is a common vicular license application for Big Chicken. In our packet, we have some documentation about the common vic license application. I believe we have Barry Latuca. Is that how
Yes.
it's?
Yes,
Barry
that's right.
Latuca with us?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir. So, Mr. Latuca, what I would ask you to do is kindly address the board and just kind of give us just a rough summary as to what we're trying to accomplish here. A little bit about Big Chicken, where you're going to be located in the outlets, and then we'll get into welcoming you to the community if everything goes well.
Okay, great. So Big Chicken is a chicken concept that was started, say, 6 or 8 years ago by Shaquille O'Neal. And he started it in Las Vegas and has expanded it to a few different places. And then his company started selling franchises, and myself and a few other guys, we bought a territory in Massachusetts, and the Wrentham outlets would be our first location. It's a competitor to, say, Raising Cane's or Chick-fil-A, something along those lines. And we'd be located next to Tavern on the Square.
That's a great location. Yeah, it's a great
Thank you.
spot in the outlets. And I will say too, the board members and the public, the motion that we're going to make today is pending good standing with the Department of Inspections, Board of Health, Police Department, and Fire Department. So just so my fellow board members are aware of that. At this time, I will open the floor up to my other select board members, just to ask Mr. Latuca, I hope I'm saying that right, any further
Yes.
questions that I might not have addressed, starting with Vice Chair Selectwoman Rouse.
I have no further questions. Thank you.
Selectman Anderson,
No questions, Mr. Chair. Just welcome to town, Barry.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Selectman Harrington,
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. So, Mr. Leduca, welcome to Wrentham. Hope hope all goes well. How many
Thank you.
other locations are you looking to open?
So we signed a contract to open 6.
And they're all in this area, or
So our territory is basically South Shore, Worcester County, and then wraps around, say, 128 and goes to the North Shore.
nice,
So our second location is planned for Beverly.
nice, excellent, and welcome to Wrentham, and hope all goes well
Thank you.
for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Selectman Lamoth.
Welcome, Barry. Just wondering if the location you're taking was a restaurant prior to you taking it over.
So I don't believe it was a restaurant, but it was permitted for a restaurant, which was,
Okay.
so when we did our building permit application, it streamlined it a little bit for us.
Okay, sounds good. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Another piece of information for the board, as you'll see on the information packet below, Mike and Amanda put some similar stores hours in the packet, so we'd have some reference points. That's where we kind of came up with this, or they came up with this, hours of operation, Sunday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So you can see those reference points on page 27 in the packet, board members, if you're looking.
Mhm.
Okay. So if no, Mike, do you have anything to add, Mr. King?
Nothing to add, Mr. Chair.
Okay, and as we, and let's just say this, as we had Don Dooley on last week, the general manager of the outlets, once again, this board is committed to helping small businesses. The outlets is our largest taxpayer in town. We value the relationship immensely, and anything we can do to help the outlets and or their customers, their clients like Barry and Big Chicken, let's go ahead and do that. Let's get a nice welcome to them, and let's get some people over into that restaurant and check it out. I know I love me some chicken. So
Thank
I'm
you.
looking-
Sorry, Mr. Chair, I did have one question.
go ahead.
Does this restaurant also have beer and wine or liquor, or am I missing it?
No beer and wine.
No. Okay, thank you.
No. So great question though. So at this time, Chair would entertain a motion to approve the request for the common victular license for Big Chicken located at 1060 South Street, Unit 248. Hours of operation shall be Sunday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., pending good standing with the Department of Inspections, Board of Health, Police, and Fire Departments.
So moved.
Motion made by Selectman Harrington, second by Selectman Anderson. Any further discussion? Being none, we'll do a roll call vote. Selectwoman Rouse,
Yes.
Anderson,
Anderson's a yes.
Selectman Harrington,
Harrington, yes.
Selectman Lamothe,
Lamoth, yes.
Gallo, yes. Motion carries 5-0. Barry, now we can welcome you to town and hope to see you at your establishment in the near future.
All right, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
All right,
See you
have a good
soon.
night. Okay.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, let's move on. Let's keep this going. Next on our agenda is tab 6. We have a discussion. Let me just get there. Okay, we have a discussion of a possible open space donation, Redbird Farm property. In our packets, we have some documentation pertaining to the draft deed restriction and open space plans. In attendance, I'm told, we have Daryl Luce, conservation agent. We have Jerry LaRusso, developer from LaRusso Corp. And obviously Wrentham resident. It looks like we may have Stephen Meltzer, Edgewood Development Company, as well as Laura Cluck, I believe it's called Par Corporation, engineer. Okay, so at this time, I'd like to welcome the attendees, and I would offer up the development team, whoever wants to speak on your behalf, we'd love to hear from you.
Well, if I may first, tonight we're asking the board to accept 70 acres of open space for conservation purposes. And it's funny that we follow Big Chicken right after that, since the site is the former Redbird Farm, which was one of the largest Rhode Island red chicken farms in the area, in the state, I believe. This is part of an open space development that's near the intersection of Beach Street and Taunton Street. As Chris said, we have the developer, Gerald LaRusso, and Steve Meltzer and Lauren Gluck. If we're here to answer any questions you may have, Lauren does have a map prepared if anyone would like to see what the outlines are.
I'm sorry, I was muted. Daryl, thank you for the introductions and a quick overview. What I like to do in these situations is I would like someone from your team to just kind of take us through, why are we doing this? Talk to us about that development that you're trying to get done over there on Beach Street. How do we get to a point where you're graciously looking to gift the town 70 acres of land? What does that do for us? What does it do for you? Just bring the people, the board, and anyone listening up to speed quickly, high view, obviously, high level, how we got to this point today, if that's okay.
All right, Lauren, if you have your map ready and can discuss the outlines.
Sure, absolutely. Hi, I'm Lauren Gluck. I'm from Par Corporation, Managing Environmental Scientist. I did just send a request to share screen, if that's all right with the board. Here we go. I think it's going to let me.
Mike, you approve that? Yep. We can see you.
Excellent. So this is just an overview of the site. As Daryl mentioned, this is the site of the former Redbird Farm. This was a large poultry farm that was in operation until about the 1970s and has since reverted into a lot of woodland and overgrown land. And at this time, Edgewood Development is in the final stages of permitting a subdivision development north of Beach Street here and a senior living community south of Beach Street, adjacent to the intersection with Taunton Street. This just gives you an overview of the location. Here's 495, Taunton Street, and Beach Street. And a closer look at the site will show you the 3 different parcels. We have the subdivision up here. It's going to be a 12-unit residential subdivision. And then to the south of Beach Street, a 22.7 acre senior living community that will feature 66 standalone units for 55 plus. And then all this surrounding green area here is the open space that Daryl touched upon. Now, the reason for this open space is that the development includes work within habitat of a state-listed rare species, the marbled salamander. So it's in mapped rare species habitat that requires us to go through a state permitting process called a conservation and management permit. And as part of that permit, for every acre that's developed within a rare species habitat, it has to be offset by a certain ratio of preservation determined by Natural Heritage, the state agency that regulates rare species. So we've been going through the permitting process with Natural Heritage and came to these acceptable development envelopes, which are largely concentrated over the former location of the farm. And then the surrounding wooded areas here in green are proposed to be permanently preserved. And as part of that conservation and management permit process, you would either, gift the land, do a deed restriction or a conservation restriction. In this case, during the Conservation Commission permitting of the project, the commission expressed a strong interest in being stewards of this land in the future and maintaining it as open space. And therefore, we're looking to present this as a gift to the town under the care of the Conservation Commission. If you'd like, I can take a closer look through these open space plans. These are in draft form right now, but we're 99% sure these lines aren't going to change on the plan. We have a residential subdivision up here, senior living community here. These two total about 37 acres. And then there's an additional 1 acre parcel off 521 Taunton Street. This is an existing residence that will be subdivided and will remain. And then everything in gray is the open space. You'll see these green lines here. These are trails. We actually had a really nice hike with Daryl a couple weeks back, just walking out on the site to document what we have currently for trails that the town would wish to maintain for future use of residents of Wrentham and residents of these communities. So on this 521 parcel, 521 Taunton Street, there's a pretty well-defined trail that weaves through there and connects out to the Wrentham State Forest, which borders the site to the east on 3 sides. And then on the southernmost parcel, you'll see a few trails here that connect to additional Wrentham State Forest trails to the south of the site. And you'll notice that there's a couple connections that will tie into the senior living community, allowing for those residents to go out and enjoy those trails. We're also proposing signage along the borders of the property in accordance with the requirements of the Natural Heritage Permit. This is what they'll look like essentially, just to make sure that there's no conflicts of use between adjacent private property owners and then also users of the Wrentham State Forest. We understand there's motor vehicle use out there and bikes and all kinds of different recreational uses that would not be compatible with the habitat management area. So we would make sure that that signage is placed along any area where there's a trail connection or a potential private property adjacent to that. So that's the overview. I'd be happy to answer any questions about this open space. It's a really beautiful piece of property, and I think it'll create a nice permanently protected open space area that everybody can enjoy.
Great. Thank you so much. We appreciate the overview. I will remind my board members that for tonight, this is just informational only. There's no formal vote needed. So we're not going to take any kind of a vote this evening. It's just an opportunity for us to speak to, the development team and the conservation agent. So in that spirit, I'll open it up to my fellow board members for any questions on the development, the open space, and we'll start with Selectwoman Rouse if you have anything to ask or add.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you for that information. Very helpful. I do have a question on those current trails that would be part of this gift. Are currently motor vehicles like motorbikes, et cetera, using those trails, which could have already disrupted the protected habitat?
There's a good chance that they may be using those trails, just accessing the site from the Wrentham State Forest, and there may not be very clear boundary markers of where that state forest land ends and the open space subject to this discussion begins. But certainly the signage that's proposed is intended to really memorialize that boundary and will feature, the restricted uses on there.
Okay.
Anything?
No.
Rouse?
I'm all set. Thank you.
Selectman Anderson.
Yeah, no further questions, Mr. Chair.
Selectman Harrington.
Nothing at this time, Mr. Chair.
Selectman Lamoth.
I'm good to go. Thank you.
I do have a couple questions. So on the subdivision, you said it was six residential houses you're going to build over there?
It's a 12 lot subdivision.
It's if I may jump in, it's actually a 12-lot subdivision. One of the houses is existing at 516 Taunton Street, so it's 11 new houses in the subdivision.
Great. What whoever can answer this is fine. Any idea yet, like what size houses you guys are trying, asking to proposing that you're going to build there?
They'll be around 3,000 square feet for the single-family houses.
Great. That's excellent. What about give me some more information if you can, Stephen, on the senior living community. I think they said it was 66 standalone units.
Sure.
And I appreciate that subdivision plan someone just pulled up.
Yep. Yeah. So Lauren just pulled that up. They're actually, so there's 66 units, each of them standalone. We've worked in a lot of open space, even within the development, a couple of large park areas. There's walking trails throughout the development area, as well as the connections that Lauren mentioned to the conservation areas that are proposed outside of the development area. And those units are around 2,000 square feet each.
Great. Stephen, if I see it looks like the center of the subdivision plan, there's a circle around what looks like a clubhouse or a larger building. What is that? Is that a clubhouse or what is that?
That is exactly what it is. It's a clubhouse there to the left, and then some amenity area behind it, and then the large open space village green park-like area in the middle.
Great. Yeah, looks interesting for sure. It looks great for sure in concept. So thank you so much for the presentation. As I said, this was an informational gathering only. No formal vote is needed tonight. We just appreciate you coming and presenting to us. If there's no further questions or comments for the board, I'm going to thank the development team for joining us this evening, answering any questions that we may have. And we will look forward to having this on a further meeting when the time is right for a formal vote. Unless, Stephen, you look like you want to say something else to me.
I guess I was hoping that you could move it to a formal vote this evening. We're imminent with our final approvals from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for the conservation management permit, and I think that the state would like to know that the town is willing to accept these acres as a donation for open space. So that I don't want to impede upon your process, but I don't know that there's necessarily more information that would be helpful to the board members. That vote couldn't be taken tonight with respect to the town's desire to obtain this land.
See, here I am thinking we're having a friendly conversation, and now you want me to vote. I'm just kidding. Mike King, I'd like you to weigh in on this. I'm not prepared to vote, and I'm probably not going to vote unless there's a compelling reason why we should, just because that's not how it was presented to me or the board. Mike, can you stop sharing so I can see everybody on Zoom? And then Mike King, can you just speak to the process and why we're not going to take a formal vote this evening?
Yeah. So tonight was a preliminary overview of the proposed open space with the knowledge that the town may be asked to accept this land in the future. There's still due diligence that needs to be done on the town's part. I would need to see a draft deed proposal for this donated space that I would have to run by town council. I'm not in receipt of that at this current time, so I wouldn't recommend that the select board take action tonight. And then additionally, in terms of acceptance, there's two other factors to consider. If the town wishes to accept the land for open space under the open space preservation development bylaw, then a town meeting vote may be required. However, if it is a gift, the Conservation Commission can accept the donation of land without town meeting approval. However, the select board needs to approve the acceptance of that donation. So we would also need some clarification under which avenue.
This isn't an open space development. This
Okay.
would be a gift.
And Mr. Meltzer, do me a favor, just go through me, if you don't mind, address me, and
Sure.
then me go to Mike King. We have processes and protocols. We just got to make sure we're following them.
I understand. I apologize.
No, that's okay. So, Mike, I mean, I'm not, again, you guys just heard us say pro business, we're pro development in this town, but I'm really not in a position where we weren't prepared for a vote. We haven't consulted town council. I think we'd be acting foolishly if we rushed a vote here, Mr. King. What do you think?
it would be my recommendation to not take a vote this evening.
Okay, so we're not going to take a vote this evening. But let's do this. Whatever we can do to get this process streamlined, work with Mr. Meltzer in the development team, Mr. LaRusso and his team, so that, we're moving, as quickly as able. Obviously we want to make sure we do the due diligence, but let's move this along because it looks like there's a few, things that have to happen in order for us to do the formal acceptance. Is that fair?
I'd
I'll
appreciate,
follow
yeah,
up with the team.
we'd appreciate that. It may be something that will hold up our commencement of site work out there if we
Okay.
want to have that.
So you have our commitment, Mr. Meltzer. We will move this along. Check with town council, do the proper due diligence. And I appreciate you respecting, the fact that we do have channels we have to follow as well, just to make sure that we're, our due diligence is, obviously precedent, and our responsibility, our fiduciary responsibility to all taxpayers. So let's move the process along. We'll get it done as quickly as possible. This board's committed to that. And you can feel free to reach out to me. Mr. LaRusso can reach out to me personally if there's any follow-up questions, concerns, or, any issues that arise from this point.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate your time being on here. Okay, so let's move on to tab number 7. Okay, so tab number 7 is going to be a vote to extend the closing date and the purchase and sale agreement for 2095 West Street. We have documentation. We have a board certificate of vote. And I'd actually just like Michael King, our town manager, just to give us a quick update as to why we're needing to do this. Does this affect any of the grants? Does this put us at risk? All the questions, Mike, that the taxpayers might be interested in knowing.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chair. In the board's packet this evening is a vote to extend the October 16th closing date for 2095 West Street open space acquisition by at least 30 days. The sellers need additional time to resolve an unforeseen title issue that requires further research to ensure that insurable title can be secured before the town assumes ownership. The Department of Conservation and Recreation, which we have another agenda item after this, is committed to providing a $500,000 contribution in FY26 because it's part of their FY26 capital budget. So we're going to be endeavoring to get this resolved as soon as possible to make sure that the town can receive those funds in FY26. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. King. Appreciate that. Any questions for the town manager from my board members on this particular agenda item?
No, Mr. Chair, it was laid out very well in the packet.
Yes, sir. I concur. Just want to make sure.
Yep.
So if no further questions at this time, Chair would entertain a motion to extend the closing date in the purchase and sale agreement for the purchase of 2095 West Street for 30 days and to extend the closing date beyond the 30 days as necessary or as required for the seller of said land to cure title, and to further authorize the chair, Christopher Gallo, or vice chair, Michelle Rouse, if Christopher Gallo goes on vacation, to execute any and all documents necessary to effectuate said extensions.
So moved.
Motion made by Selectman Harrington, second by Selectman Lamoth. Any further discussion? Being none, we'll do a roll call vote. Selectwoman Rouse,
Yes.
Anderson,
Anderson's a yes.
Selectman Harrington,
Yes.
Lamoth,
Lamoth, yes.
Gallo, yes. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, let's move on to, looks like tab number 8. This is an announcement of the possible acquisition by the Massachusetts Department of Conservation and Recreation and waiver of 120-day notice period for the 2095 West Street. In our packet, we have documentation in an email from the Department of Conservation and Recreation regarding 2095 West Street. Again, I would like to, I want to read the announcement that says the Department of Conservation and Recreation may acquire an interest in a parcel of land located in the town of Wrentham as shown on the attached locus map marked as Exhibit A for conservation and recreation purposes. And I do want to hand it back to Mike King, just to give us a quick summary to make sure we all understand why we're doing this.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Department of Conservation and Recreation would like to forego the 120-day notice period before which it can acquire a conservation restriction for 2095 West Street. The Department of Conservation and Recreation is committed to providing a $500,000 contribution to the town of Wrentham to offset the acquisition cost. And recording a conservation restriction is a requirement to receive that funding. In order to bypass the standard 120-day notice period, the announcement, which was just read, that's in the board's packet, needs to be communicated at a select board meeting, and the notice of waiver voted upon, which is a motion in the packet. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
So, Mr. King, if I'm understanding this correctly, all this is doing is speeding up the process, correct?
Correct. That would speed up the process by which the Department of Conservation and Recreation will be able to provide that $500,000 funding to the town of Wrentham.
So it's a positive thing. There's no negative ramifications for this.
This is positive, yes.
Okay, I understand the same way. Anything to add from the board members before we go to the motion? Seeing the shaking heads. Chair would entertain a motion to, pursuant to the 301 CMR 51.071B, the Wrentham Select Board hereby agrees to waive the 120-day notice period as required by said section as to a parcel of land of approximately 67.7 acres in the town of Wrentham, shown on Exhibit A attached here too, in which the Department of Conservation and Recreation is considering acquiring an interest.
So moved.
Motion made by Selectman Lamoth. I think there was a second by Selectman Anderson. Any further discussion? Being none, we'll do a roll call vote. Selectwoman Rouse,
Yes.
Anderson,
Anderson's a yes.
Harrington,
Harrington, yes.
Lamoth,
Lamoth, yes.
Gallo, yes. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, next item on our agenda, let's go to tab number 9. And as we go to tab number 9, this is an update on the November 3rd, 2025 fall meeting warrant. In our packet, we can see the draft warrant, all the articles. Looks like 9 articles as of right now. Mr. King, do you want to chime in on anything you'd like the board to know about this?
Yes, so the fall town meeting warrant is still open through October 14th, so articles can still be submitted. You will notice that the MBTA Communities Act zoning article is not in your draft. It was actually received this morning and will be added to the draft warrant. So rest assured that will be on the town meeting on November 3rd. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Great. Thank you, Mr. King. Any questions for the town manager relating to the draft warrant articles? No? When you have an opportunity, if you haven't, make sure to go through those. And I'm sure Mike will have time to ask any further questions on, will we have another opportunity to discuss any warrant articles, Mike?
So the select board will be holding a meeting in between its regularly scheduled meetings. So October 21st is the board's next regularly scheduled meeting. In order to facilitate the posting of the warrant within the town charter requirements, the board will be meeting on October 16th on a Thursday to review and approve the warrant. So there will be another opportunity for the board to review and approve in advance.
Thank you for that. So we will have an opportunity to do that. And Mike, because we're meeting on a Thursday, in addition to our normally scheduled meetings, am I correct in assuming that we'll be paid double time for said meetings?
We can have that conversation.
All right. So before any of the residents gets mad, we don't make any money. So that was a joke. So I'll be getting emails. Yeah, I told you politicians were crooked. So, okay, let's move on. Next on the agenda, tab 10. All right, so this is something that Selectwoman Rouse, our vice chair, has headed this subgroup up for the past few years and done an absolutely stellar job at. Selectwoman Rouse, I think you've worked with Selectman Anderson, if not the past 1 year, maybe the past 2 years.
Past 2, yes.
Yeah, very successful, great job. I want to turn it over to you though and ask you to please, I'm going to ask you to please oversee this group again for us because you've done such a great job. And then I'll ask, I know Jim Anderson's done it for the past 2 years. Is this something that Jim really is passionate about? Does he want to take a step back and give one of the other selectmen a chance at this, let's have a discussion as peers and see, how we want to handle this. Don't all speak at once.
All right, so Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I've actually done this the last 7 years.
Wow.
But I have got no qualms at all if another selectman wants to get involved. I think it's a great volunteer of the year award. It's great to recognize people in the community, and I would think that either Selectman Lamoth or Selectman Harrington might want to jump in and help Selectman Rouse on this very distinguished award.
I appreciate that, and thank you for your service for 7 years on this subcommittee. We should be nominating you.
Oh, no, I'm good.
All right, Selectman Lamoth, Selectman Harrington, which one of you guys wants to join Selectwoman Rouse on this very prestigious subcommittee?
I'll gladly do it unless Roy wants to.
I'd need to know more about it, but I'd be just a pleasure to work with Selectman Roush.
Thank you, Roy.
How do we do this? Do you pick one, or does one of you bow out?
Well,
I think Roy will do a fantastic job.
Yeah, you're right, Bill.
Thank you. So then we go. It's settled. Selectman Moth, welcome through the team with Selectwoman Rouse. You guys are going to have a great job. Do a great job. The board puts we have full confidence that you will carry the torch left behind by Selectman Anderson, Roy, and Jimmy. Once again, thanks for doing that for the last 7 years. Michelle, thanks for heading this up. Roy, thanks for getting involved. Great job, everybody. Do we have to vote on this, Mike?
If you vote and appoint a subcommittee, then it will be subject to the open meeting law.
So let's not do that. No, I'm joking. There's no formal vote needed, though, correct?
If two members meet, it wouldn't be a quorum.
Okay, so we're just going to leave it at that, and there's no formal vote needed. So congratulations. Let us know how you guys do, and we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which is tab number 11, which is a vote to accept with regrets a resignation of Steve Levesque from the Elderly and Disabled Tax Aid Committee. In our packets, we do have a letter of resignation from Mr. Levesque. Selectman Harrington, do you mind reading that into the record if there's anything to read into the record?
Yes, Mr. Chair. So it's looks like it was an email sent from Stephen Levesque, 5 Carriage House Lane, Wrentham, Mass, September 25th, to Ann Fist, the town clerk, town of Wrentham, 79 South Street. Dear Ann, please accept this letter of formal notice of my resignation from my position in the Elderly and Disabled Tax Aid Committee effective September 25th, 2025. Sincerely, Stephen R. Levesque.
Thank you, Selectman Harrington, for reading that into the record. We always accept these with regrets. We wish Mr. Levesque the best in all his future endeavors. So if there's without any more communication needed from the board members, if there's no comments, Chair would entertain a motion to accept the resignation with regrets of Stephen Levesque from the Elderly and Disabled Tax Aid Committee.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Selectman Anderson, second by Selectman Harrington. Any further discussion? Being none, we'll do a roll call vote. Selectman Rouse.
yes, with regret.
Selectman Anderson.
Anderson, yes, with the regrets.
Selectman Harrington.
Yes, with regret.
Selectman Lamoth.
Yes, with regrets.
Gallo, yes with regret. Motion carries 5-0. Okay. Next item on our agenda is some old business. This is a vote to adopt the financial policies. Mike, will you bring us back up to speed on this, please?
Sure, Mr. Chair. So included in the board's packet this evening, are draft noted as an FY26 select board goal. They were developed with the assistance of the Massachusetts Department of Revenue's Division of Local Services in order to reflect governmental finance best practices. Additionally, bond rating agency Standard & Poor's has identified the adoption of these proposed financial policies as being a possible determining factor in whether the town's bond rating could increase in the future from AA+ to AAA, which would be the highest achievable rating possible. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. King, for that update. Any further conversation needed from the board members before we go to adopt the motion?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, so I just want to add that I did have Amanda print a copy of this, and I tell you, it was riveting. And I think you should all take the time to study it thoroughly and enjoy it as much as I did.
Mr. Selectman Harrington, I can't express how appreciative the board is that you fell on that sword for us. And knowing as thorough and smart as you are, I will trust that every page cover to cover was done with nothing but professionalism and, just excellence. So thank you for that. I'll put that on my short list of reading materials. But all joking aside, I know Bill met with Mike. I know he was very happy with the meeting, thought it was very well, which, from how Mike explained it to the rest of us, I also am very confident that this is done the right way and we support this. So thank you guys for that. So at this time, Chair will entertain a motion to adopt the Town of Wrentham financial policies as presented.
So moved.
Motion made by Selectwoman Rouse, second by Selectman Harrington. Any further discussion? Being none, we'll do a roll call vote. Selectwoman Rouse.
Yes.
Selectman Anderson.
Anderson's a yes.
Selectman Harrington.
Harrington, yes.
Selectman Lamothe.
Lamothe, yes.
Gallo, yes. Motion carries 5-0. Let's go now to. Let me scroll. I know I'm going the long way. We're going to go to tab number 13, which is an update on the MBTA communities. Mike King, I'm going to pass it back to you for a minute to please address the board as needed. Any update on the MBTA communities?
Mr. Chair, a quick update on public outreach. So the town hosted its first MBTA Communities Act informational session this afternoon at the Senior Center, and that there is still an additional information session scheduled for Thursday, October 16th at 7 p.m. at the Fisk Library. The session on October 16th will be taped by Cable 8 and posted online for people to view in advance of town meeting. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Excellent. And Mr. King, if I'm not mistaken, at our DPW building outreach that we had this past Saturday, we also had the MBTA zoning charts parcels plotted out. And I know personally, I had conversations with at least 3 or 4 residents regarding the MBTA Communities Act and the DPW building, which I know I'm a little bit taking agenda items out of order here, but I do want to say that my feedback was that we had a very successful DPW building committee. I'm not building committee, but DPW building outreach event Saturday morning at the DPW facility.
It was very well attended.
I agree. I was there for a couple hours. Residents were there. People were jumping in equipment, walking around, touring, asking a lot of great questions. It seemed like there was a lot of great feedback as well. So appreciate everyone who did that. Thank you so much. Next item on the agenda is, what is it? Public comment? All right. So at this time is public comment. Residents who wish to participate in public comment will be allotted 2 minutes to speak and must state their name and address for the record. And if possible, put your camera on. At the start of the comment, a timer will be sent via message from Amanda Vazzapolo. It should be visible at the top of the screen and an alarm will chime when the time is up. Any residents that would like to participate in public comment, please do so now. Give it a couple of seconds here just to make sure. Okay, looks like we don't have any takers this time. So let's move on to tab number 15, which is the town manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. One of the updates I have this evening is a continuation of a prior update, which is the Norfolk County Retirement System's actuarial valuation. I recently attended an employer unit meeting of the Norfolk County Retirement System to review their actuarial valuation and discuss their planned payment schedule to fully amortize its pension liability. The retirement system is currently evaluating on whether to extend its funding schedule and is working to strike a balance between fully funding the pension liability and recognizing the fiscal impacts on town budgets if an overly aggressive funding schedule is utilized. The retirement board will be meeting on October 15th to discuss, and we will be following their decision-making process closely, as the retirement assessment is one of the town's largest expenditures. Another update I have is on strategic planning. One of the items I discussed during my entry as town manager was the value of adopting a strategic plan, which identifies the select board's goals for the community over the next 3 to 5 years. The priorities identified in a strategic plan would provide clarity, focus, and direction to department heads in their operations. I'm pleased to announce that the strategic planning process has kicked off this month with a department head workshop to gather key insights for the plan's development. These department head findings will be discussed during an organized select board workshop as part of the strategic plan's formulation, and the results will be presented to the select board later this fall. I will be following up with the board soon on scheduling its strategic planning workshop session, along with additional information. And the last update I have is on the DPW building project's outreach. The proposed DPW building project was presented to the Finance Committee last evening, where it received positive feedback. The project will be back before the Finance Committee on October 23rd for a recommendation vote once the town has received bids. Additionally, in terms of public outreach, which the chair touched upon, the town hosted a successful Touch a Truck and open house this past Saturday. There was a great turnout, particularly in the morning. It was an opportunity for the community and for residents to see the existing conditions at the DPW site firsthand. For anyone who was not able to attend the open house this past weekend, there are 2 DPW walkthrough videos on the town website, a full 39-minute version and an abbreviated 7-minute condensed edition as well. And lastly, an informational session for the new DPW facility project is also scheduled for the Senior Center on October 15th at 1 p.m. That concludes my report.
Mr. King, I can't stress this enough. Anyone watching this now or in the future, if you haven't, please go watch those site visit videos. Even the 7-minute one tells the whole story of what's going on at the current DPW facility. It was really eye-opening. I mean, I've been there and I took the tour, but for anyone that hasn't, it was very eye-opening to see the condition of the building, the condition of the equipment, how things have to get parked, safety issues. There's a lot of things going on there that the public really needs to know about to educate themselves on, whether they support or do not support the new DPW facility. So I encourage everyone to do that. Okay. Any questions or comments for the town manager relating to his town manager report from the board? No? Okay, seeing none, we're going to move into tab 16. Tab 16 is executive session under Mass General Law C-30A, Section 21A2. This is to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining, the DPW union. So at this time, the chair would entertain a motion to enter into executive session pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A2, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining with the Department of Public Works Union, and then enter back into open session for the purposes of adjournment only.
So moved.
Motion made by Selectman Harrington, second by Selectman Anderson. Any further discussion? Being none, we'll do a roll call vote. Selectwoman Rouse?
Yes.
Anderson?
Anderson's a yes.
Harrington?
Harrington, yes.
Lamoth?
Yes.
Gallo, yes. Motion carries 5-0. Please, everyone else, stay with us while we kick everybody off, and then we'll get into executive session.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you give me like 3 minutes?
What are you gonna do?
Minutes.
Of course, Jim.